Dave Scott, Hamidia. Today I'm joined by Adam Walker from Walker Mortgages. Adam, I've known you for years, and I know you did all this mortgage stuff for like 20 some odd years. I got to ask first question, what are you doing now? What are you? What is this? I don't understand it at all. I'm kind of, I'm out in left field like most of, you know me. You've known me long enough to know I'm out in
Yeah,
left field. So explain what you're doing to me. Tell me.
yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on. First and foremost, I really appreciate you asking me to join. And what do I do? I'm a mortgage agent. So yes, I have been in the bank for a long time. I spent 17 years with the bank, and recently I have started my own thing, and kind of a mortgage broker. Sometimes it used to be called a mortgage broker, but a mortgage agent. So my role is to speak with the clients and take their applications off to multiple different lenders and find some of the best products, rates, terms available for my clients.
Do you look at your clients like I'm curious now because when
Yeah,
you have a client, you're saying, okay, give me this all information. You're looking what fits their needs best, correct? Like they
yeah,
might want
absolutely.
this house, but it's
Mhm.
like if it's a crazy price, do you tell them? Do you say, well, look, here's your budget, or do you? That's not your job.
Yeah, so I like to take more of like a consultative approach, right? So what we
Okay.
do is I have it like an online application. So generally, so my process is this. So we fill out an online application. It's a very simple thing to do. We could probably even give you the link that you can share with anybody that might be interested. But you fill out that online application, and then what we do is a strategy call. So we'll take a look at what your goals are. So what's your goals in terms of your payment? What do you want your monthly payment to be? What do you want won't be there in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, right? If anybody's walked into one of our local banks recently and you want to meet with the person that opened your account for you last year or 2 years ago, they're probably not there, right? Where I'll be here for a long time. I've been doing this for 17 years. I'll be doing it for another 17 years, right? I will work with you for the term of your mortgage and we'll review it every single year and find the best product. So we're about profit for our clients, not for our shareholders.
It's the personal touch. You don't see that anymore. Like
Mhm.
I appreciate that you're doing this because that's the one thing I find in this day and age is like you want somebody you can relate to. You're not like you nailed it. I know with my bank, it's like every time it's been a different person when it's up for renewal, and I'm just like I'm just tired of explaining everything over and over again. Like
Yeah.
here's what we want, here's how we do it. So it adds that personal touch. And I think that's important to you. I've known you a long time. You're a good guy that way. And is that what drove you to this business? Like just
It really
get
is.
back to basics?
It's funny to even be in the mortgage business. If if I look back to my high school days or my college days, the thought of ever working in a bank was the furthest thing from my. I want to work for a hockey team. When I realized that at 5'8", I'm probably not going to make the NHL as a goalie that I wanted to do. Maybe I got to start looking at other options. I can tell you that working in finances was never an option for me. But the ability to help people, and when truthfully, when I had my mortgage done by my first guy, he was phenomenal. He did my application until midnight on the day of my condition of financing and helped me get the thing done. The level of customer service that this guy just offered to me is something I'd love to do one day, and kind of put that in the back of my mind, and eventually an opportunity came up, and that's where I landed. And when I decided to leave the bank from a management role, so I managed a team of mortgage advisors. From at one point in time, I went from Windsor to Niagara Falls to Hamilton to Brantford and London. I had connections everywhere. And when I said I was going to go back and do this, a lot of people thought, well, you're going to go to Hamilton or Mississauga and really take on there, because the mortgages are bigger. Like, let's call a spade a spade. You get paid more. The bigger the mortgage is, the more money you make. And I said, no, I'm coming back home. Right? Like, I'm going to do this at home. That's where I know these people, and they're my friends, they're my family. And, and if you're working in a small community like this and you know everybody, you got to do what's right for the client, or you're going to be out of business real, real fast.
It's funny you just mentioned that, because I remember my first mortgage was a lady that I knew very well for a long time before that. And it was exactly that. She got it done, right? She got it done. She figured it out. And you kind of lose that as years go by, and it's really refreshing to see that come back. So give me, like, you sort of overviewed how you can help people. Can you break that down just a touch more? So like when someone comes in, like you said, and they're looking for, Adam, I need a new mortgage. I'm up for renewal. I don't want to do 5 years. What would you recommend? Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, truthfully, right now, what we're seeing a lot, Dave, is, people's bills are just going up and up and up, right? Like their gas bill is more, their electricity bill is more, their grocery bill is more, and they're just getting overspent. And what they're hearing a lot of is, your mortgage rate is going to be so high when it comes to renewal, and everybody's terrified of what that mortgage rate is going to look like. What we're doing to help a lot of people right now is, let's look at your overall credit portfolio. Right. And we're seeing people that, okay, maybe you have a mortgage right now that's coming due, and you have a 2.75 interest rate on your mortgage, really, really great rate. And let's say you have $300,000 or $400,000 remaining on that mortgage. Well, what we're seeing a lot of people have is, okay, they've got a line of credit, and that line of credit's gone up. They've got a car loan, and the car loan, the rates on those, a lot of those were in variables, and those have gone up and up and up. Maybe you started with a zero, hey, no interest, 0% interest, but they continue to rise. And, you've got credit cards, and let's call, a lot of people have, those credit card bills. When you don't have an option, you got to pay for groceries, you got to pay for gas, you got to pay for those. They're going on credit cards, right? So how we're helping most of our clients right now is consolidating a lot of that. And yes, maybe your interest rate on your mortgage is going from 2.75, which was the rate a couple years ago, and the rate right now might be 6%. But in a lot of cases, we're saving thousands of dollars, and I don't say like over $1,000. We did one last week where we saved a client $1,600 per month on their mortgage payments.
Wow.
Right? Their overall credit portfolio, yes, their interest rate went from 249 up to 6.09. But when we looked at their overall credit portfolio and all of those debts outside of their mortgage, they put a pool in through COVID, right? They spent a lot of different money on those different things. Those interest rates were 11, 12, 13, 14%. When we looked at their overall interest rate, if we added everything up, they're actually saving on interest, and they're going to save on their monthly payments. So that being terrified of, what are we going to do? How are we ever going to make these payments? We're actually saving clients money on a monthly basis. Now, what's the downside of that is, we're stretching their mortgage payments out. So you might be down to, 10, 15 years left on your mortgage. We're making that back into 25, but we're giving you breathing room, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things that people have right now is, I look at myself, like, I got young kids. Well, not as young as I wanted to be. My kids are 18 and 14. They're not going to be around much longer. You've gone through, when your kids are gone, they're gone. And if you want to have that money and that spending limit to enjoy your kids while they're home and enjoy your life while it's going through, maybe extending that mortgage out a little bit longer, sometimes that gives you that breathing room today that a lot of people are looking for.
We're saving this conversation for next time for sure. There's so much I want to get into there and unpack, but quick before, so we can wrap up, tell people how they can get a hold of you. What's email is the best, phone number, whatever you got there.
Yeah, yeah. So you can phone me. My phone number is 226-567-4274. Adam at adamwalkermortgages.com is my email address. You can find me on YouTube, Walker Mortgages. If you're looking for more information, there's all kind of information on my YouTube channel, Walker Mortgages.
All right. Thanks for doing this. Take
Awesome.
care.
Thanks for having me on, Dave.